Now, months ago, I wanted to get this guy on. We're finally able to do it. I appreciate him coming on. Andrew Lawman is executive director of the Tor Project, torproject.org. And he's helped with thousands of volunteers to grow a successful company with a global reach. He's worked on projects with Transition House, Google, National Science Foundation, U.S. Department of Defense, Reach Beyond Domestic Violence, the White House, and the U.S. State Department. He's a strong believer in individual rights, privacy, anonymity, and solving real-world problems, sometimes even with technology. And Lewman, LEWMAN.is is his website. And I wanted to get him on because we've had a whole bunch of different experts on. William Binney, who was number 4 at the NSA, a director of a major program. We've had just countless other whistleblowers on, and a lot of them recommend talking to Andrew Lawman and talking about the Tor Project. So first off, tell us about the Tor Project, why folks that aren't tech savvy should want to know about this, and then does it make you get looked at more to use Tor? Or should you just go ahead and use it? And then there's the argument that, well, if I have nothing to hide, then I shouldn't hide it. But that's like saying, why lower your blinds at night? Having nothing to hide from the sun, it'll wake you up unless you want to get up at 6 a.m. Or, what do you have against roosters? Nothing, but I don't want it to wake me up. I mean, it kind of becomes this thing of, why not put all the belongings you have on Facebook so robbers can rob you? If you don't, you have something to hide. So what's the bottom line on all this?
Thanks for having me, Alex. It's great to be here.
You bet.
So the bottom line is Tor puts you, the user, in control of your data. That we help you, we make you anonymous by default. We'll encrypt your traffic as you go through the Tor network. And whenever you show up to any site you want to visit, you're anonymous. And then it's up to you to control what information you give them and how much you give them.
Now, that will at least stop Microsoft, Google, Apple, and Amazon and others, right, from tracking everything you do, because from what I've read, they're just as bad as the NSA.
Collaborating with the NSA, whether through legal threats or just wanting to be with the inside boys, yes.
So, I mean, how secure is Tor?
It's a fine question. How secure means there's some sort of quantitative measure or something. We have worked with people who use Tor in life and death situations, and they're still alive. So we believe that Tor is fairly secure, fairly anonymous, and probably one of your best options out there.
Break down how it works for people, because I guess you're part of one of the developers of it.
So Tor is, you download Tor browser, go to torproject.org, or you get, however you get your software from wherever, go to Tor browser, start it up, and what it does is behind the scenes, it connects to a series of 3 relays around the world. So we're sitting here, say we're here in Boston. My first relay could be in Japan. My second relay can be in Argentina. My third relay could be in Sweden. So then I go browse to, whatever, Infowars.com. As far as Infowars knows, I came from Sweden. They have no idea that I'm sitting here in Boston, and you would have to track my traffic around the world to see who I am and where I exist in the world.
What percentage of people do you think out there are using stuff like Tor?
Unfortunately, a small percentage. We've had 150 million downloads of the software in the past year since the Snowden revelations over the past, since last summer. And that's still tiny compared to the 3 billion people online. However, people are beginning to notice it. People are beginning to realize, what's privacy? What is the NSA doing? What is GCHQ doing? And how can I protect myself at any level, even if it's just from, some creep in a coffee shop sniffing the Wi-Fi?
Well, that's another reason to protect your data, because there's thieves and bad hackers out there, right?
Right. And in some cases, it may be your internet service provider. We've gotten messages from all over the world that people have sent us screenshots of ads on apple.com or google.com. And if you look at them, they're these big, huge, ugly banner ads that neither Apple nor Google actually put on their home pages. And that's because the internet service provider is watching traffic and injecting the ads into their traffic as they're doing their things online. So encrypting your traffic using Tor is one way to stop that. And the other, simple thing, you travel, you go to a hotel. Do you trust everyone at the hotel with all your traffic, all your personal details, your chats, your pictures, everything?
Your passcodes?
Yep, exactly. And there are plenty of companies out there who would love to get your email address, whether you gave it to them or not, and then, sign you up for all sorts of lists, and you go from there. Well,
if government and industry from the beginning had promoted security and a free system, a free state, we wouldn't be having this disaster. I'm no tech guru like you, but I just see nothing but a house of horrors coming in the future as spying is ubiquitous. Everything's got back doors. The young people just are wide open with their info. It's being exploited by governments, corporations, and grassroots criminals. It's just, why do you think governments in the system, or maybe you disagree, have promoted, why are they promoting Wi-Fi instead of grounded cables? Why are they going with a system so wide open?
In some degrees, it's just about control. That, people get into power and they want control over others. And how do they do that? Well, if they have an asymmetry of information where they have more information about you and they think they can predict you and they think they know everything about you while you know little about them, that's probably the core of the problem, that much more transparency. And I know you mentioned whistleblowers earlier. We probably wouldn't be having this conversation unless Edward Snowden, and I've spent time talking to William Binney face to face, and Drake and others, and their efforts to sort of force transparency on power structures has made people wake up and start realizing what's going on.
They are such heroes. In fact, I want to give you the floor because you're the expert on this. Get into the NSA. Get into the attack on whistleblowers, bipartisan. It's classical totalitarianism. That's what Benny called to The Guardian. But, you've got the floor to talk to the audience about things you think are important instead of me just throwing questions out here.
You're happy to ask questions.
What's most important for folks to know right now?
The internet is a network. Networks are designed to be recorded and watched at every single point. It's not just the 1% of the tech people who sort of understand how networks work. As a former network engineer myself, one of the things I was hired to do was to watch the network, look for attacks, figure out who's doing what. And it's trivially easy if you control the network. If you think of the internet as just a larger network, which it is, it becomes easier. With enough money, you can do anything. I think what's started to happen have been, the press has started to wake up to realize what the NSA and GCHQ, and, frankly, we've heard that the FSB in Russia and the Chinese, I think it's MSS, are the equivalent agencies, can do with the internet and watch everything. What that results in is that journalists used to have to go to court and get, subpoenaed, get hauled to the court to say, give us your sources. We want to know who leaked the data about whatever. Now the government will still do that just to harass them, but at the same time says, we actually have all your data because we've been spying on you for years. We know who your source is, and we've already taken care of them, however we deem necessary. In most of the Western world, that's a fine, chilling effect. But we've worked with journalists who are working against corrupt intelligence agencies, far more corrupt than the NSA, who are in with human trafficking cartels, drug cartels. This is how they fund themselves.
That's right.
And, I won't name a specific region, but, there are plenty of regions where you can imagine that human trafficking and drug cartels rule the government.
Mexico, Middle East, Central Asia.
Sure. So journalists in that situation, wind up dead.
And for those who don't know, our government hands that over to Jordan or to Pakistan or to whoever. This is beyond the lives of others and other examples of East German Stasi. This is so evil. And it's being done for political control. They're not even using this illegally, quote, on bad guys. They are using it against journalists. As you know, they've tried to put William Binney in jail.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and and Drake. I've talked to them both, and they're both have told me the nightmares they've lived through, and what they're their sort of attitude is funny because their attitude has been that, I just don't use computers anymore because there's nothing safe I can do on them.
Well, yeah, they'll just use the computers to set you up. That's a whole other issue with these being two-way, is you can't believe anything. And then with parallel construction, sneak and peeks, I mean, the entire judiciary system, in my view, is illegitimate now. We'll be right back.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to generate an endless supply of natural silver solutions. SilverLungs.com. You'll find no wild claims or pseudoscience, just a lifetime of nano-sized pure silver solutions. The Silver Lungs generator allows you to make your own, so stop paying for silver solutions. The unique lung delivery system targets respiratory infections where other silver solutions simply cannot reach. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at SilverLungs.com. That's SilverLungs.com.
The feds are trying to ban your right to own body armor. It is crucial to purchase your body armor before it is too late and another one of your rights are taken away. Katie Armor has the most affordable Level 3 armor on the market today. Katie Armor withstands up to 7.62 NATO rounds. Don't have your own body armor yet? Hurry before it's too late. Order yours at KatieArmor.com. That's CATI Armor.com. Come and take it. Get some.
A 30-day GMO-free emergency food supply for only $99 at 30dayfoodsupply.com. You can purchase Oregon Trail Foods' 1-month supply of high-quality, nutritious, and healthy emergency meals for less than $100. These vegetarian meals are naturally high in fiber, carbs, and protein, and they're packed with oxygen absorbers in Mylar pouches. They're completely free of any artificial flavors and colorings, have a 20-year shelf life, and take up to 70% less space than number 10 cans. They even offer a gluten-free option. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low by buying directly from the producers in Oregon and then passing the savings to you. Purchase a 30-day, 90-serving emergency food supply for only $99 this month, and $10 ships your entire order. Visit the website at 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. That's 30dayfoodsupply.com, where they make preparedness affordable. 30dayfoodsupply.com.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
My Magic Mud is a tooth whitening powder that removes plaque and detoxifies your mouth. It's safe for your enamel, giving you a beautiful polish and a dentist-like clean after every use. My Magic Mud is also the perfect remedy for pain caused by sensitivity. It strengthens your teeth and gums for a strong, healthy smile. The ingredients are 100% natural and it's safe for children. Simply brush with My Magic Mud right before bedtime for a cleaning you can count on. Visit mymagicmud.com.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
The Associated Press last week, and then the big Federation of Journalists this week, sent letters to Obama saying, please stop having Holder attack the press. Well, Holder has stepped down. Was it a giant piece of corruption that was coming out that was too embarrassing, or has he outlived his usefulness? Is he going to cash in with a golden parachute? Your call's coming up in the next segment. Andrew, Lawman is our guest. The website is torproject.org. And it's time to start thinking about not just how we're being tracked,